Hey guys, today I'm going to do a review on something that might seem just a little bit odd, and I'll explain it. But I'm going to talk about screen protectors on my infotainment system here. This is my 2024 GMC Sierra 2500 HD, and it's got this beautiful 13.4 infotainment system. I really like this system overall a lot. But I'm going to be talking about screen protectors, which again sounds a little bit odd. I mean, the last time that I put a screen protector on a car was probably over a decade ago. I tried one out one time, didn't really get the benefits of it, and so I haven't done one since. In fact, I don't even use screen protectors on my phones that I use. So let me tell you what got me on to deciding to try a screen protector in my truck here. Basically, after the first couple weeks of ownership, I noticed that first off, it seemed like my fingerprints were showing up all over the screen. I don't know if I've got weird fingers or something or what, but fingerprints all over across the screen. But I also noticed, more concerning, that there were these tiny little scuffs, I guess, from my fingers swiping across the screen. And I don't know if that's something to do with the screen being larger, and so I'm swiping more, left to right, up and down perhaps. Or maybe it has something to do with the compound of the screen material itself being a little bit softer perhaps. I'm really not sure what's going on there. But I started noticing some of those little micro scuffs across the screen there. And it's an expensive truck, and this screen is basically with the truck for its life. I imagine this is not cheap to replace. And so combined with the fingerprints, I started thinking, hey, I wonder if there's a screen protector out there I could just put across here, kind of cheap insurance, so that I don't have to worry about my fingers putting scratches on the screen. And sure enough, I found one. So I'm going to fast forward through the install footage to kind of give you an idea of what's involved putting one of these on your truck. It's really quite simple. But you can see right there starting out the fingerprints that I was talking about, which, by the way, guys, if you're having the same problem on your truck with the fingerprints, let me know in the comments. Again, I don't know if it's just me, my fingers are weird perhaps, or if other people are having this problem too. But really, that was a secondary concern. The scratches, the little scuffs that I was noticing, that was the primary concern. So to install one of these, the first thing you got to do, of course, is get the screen completely clean. Free of fingerprints, free of dust, even just some of the tiniest little particles of dust there. So I took several passes, wiping down the screen with a degreaser, rubbing alcohol you can use, of course, and made sure to get all the little dust particles off the screen. It really helps to have a bright light, that you can shine and see all the little tiny particles there. So I made sure to do good prep work, get all the dust off, wiped it down several times, and then I did a test fit with the screen protector. I found this on Amazon, by the way, guys. I'll put a link in the description below. But I test fitted the screen protector first just to see how it fit, and there was a little bit of a gap all the way around the perimeter. It was pretty even though, but that kind of gave me an idea of where I was going to actually place it. And then basically there's a back layer to the screen protector that you pull off, and then there's the screen protector itself, and then kind of a top sacrificial layer that you use to smooth all the bubbles out. And so I peeled off that back layer to reveal the adhesive. I mean, it's just like a giant sticker basically. And then I started at the top of the infotainment center, the screen there, and kind of worked my way down. And so initially the goal is just to get it adhered to the screen with as few air bubbles as possible, all the way across. And then once I got it adhered and I was happy with the alignment, I mean, it's really a one-shot deal there. They give you a little plastic knife, kind of a wedge-shaped tool that's got some fabric wrapped around it. And so basically you use that then to smooth out all the bubbles. So you use the bright light, of course, to identify where the bubbles are. And then I just worked all those bubbles out to the nearest, edge. And it definitely took some time. I mean, some of the bubbles were a little more stubborn than others, but I was able to get all the bubbles worked out and very smoothed out. I was really pleased actually with how it turned out. There was one tiny little bubble all the way at the top, kind of upper right of the display there, where I guess some dust or something got behind it as I was adhering the screen. And so that was the only thing that I could find that didn't work out so good. I'm not a pro at this, but I was quite pleased with myself that I got it on the first try. So anyway, they give you all the tools in the kit to install the screen protector, which actually they give you 2 of the screen protector, the films in the kit. So if you mess up on the first one, kind of use that as a practice run, then you've got a second one right away to use. So I've been driving around a couple months with the screen protector installed here, and I actually think the end result turned out pretty good. I mean, it's got a really precise fit, and it actually goes all the way to the outside of the bezel here, and then all the way across the top, and then all the way down here, and even goes into this little cutout down at the bottom. But it's a really precise fit. So, after 2 months driving around, I've actually forgotten that it's even installed. So I really think it has a nice, clean look in the end. But let me give you my thoughts on putting this screen protector on. For me, it's just cheap insurance to have this on here. I don't have to worry about my fingers scuffing up the display here, or if my fingers have a little bit of dust or dirt, I don't have to worry about the display getting scratches on it there. So that's definitely a pro there. And then going back to the fingerprints again, for whatever reason, this screen protector doesn't seem to show the fingerprints as much as the original display did. And I don't know if that has something to do with the anti-glare coating that GM puts on the screen here. And maybe that anti-glare coating tends to show fingerprints more. I'm not sure. That is one con that I'll mention is, I don't know if you can tell in the video, but there is a little bit more glare in general across the screen with the screen protector installed. And so, the original screen has some kind of anti-glare coating on it, whereas the screen protector, it's more glossy. And so you can see in the video, I think, my reflection just a little bit more. It hasn't bothered me personally because typically I'm not riding with a passenger next to me, but I do remember one time I did have a passenger with a white shirt on, and their white shirt was then reflecting on the screen a little bit. And, I noticed it, not a huge deal, but, if you're sensitive to glare and you're concerned about the glare, I would say skip the screen protector because, it's going to have more glare than the anti-glare coating that's on the original screen. But really, other than that, that's the only con that I've noticed. The sensitivity, by the way, it's unchanged. I have not noticed any difference there whatsoever. I do like the protection that it offers very much. There is that added glare that I mentioned. But for me personally, knowing that the screen is protected, the way that I was seeing it get scuffs and whatnot without that screen protector on there, knowing that it's protected now, it's the centerpiece of the dash area, and it's all glossy and shiny, and so being able to know that that's going to stay nice and clean and free of scuffs for the life of the truck, or at least as long as you leave the screen protector installed, for me it's a small price to pay to have that extra insurance. The screen protector itself, of course, is really inexpensive. Like I said, I'll put a link in the description below, so I appreciate you using that to support the channel. But I'll put a link to the one that I found. There's probably other ones out there, and for all I know, they're made by the same source and vendor. But this one really worked out well for me. Some of them that I saw had mixed reviews, which I think a lot of that is due to these are tricky to install, and if you don't get good results on your first or even second try, then most people are probably going to leave a negative review. But I'll put a link to this one that I found here, and for me personally, it's cheap insurance. So just wanted to put this out there for any other guys that are curious about the screen protector and just wondering what it's like after installing it and driving around for a little bit. So anyways, guys, hope this video was helpful, and as always, thanks for watching.